this one's a new one. I picked it up. This will be the second cut. I wanted to show you because I had to walk the property to see what it looks like because we've been getting excessive rain. And if you're falling behind with rain, hey, the thing is, it is what it is. The moment you have a chance, you need to get out there and cut. If it's a light rain, you know, do what you can as long as you're not rutting up and causing damage. It just is what it is, man. It's part of the job. I can cut this with the mower. It's dry enough. But the back I can't. Now the thing to remember is I could absolutely tell all my clients, hey, I'm not going to see you. And then we get more rain. It's been raining all month. It's flooding out here real bad. So I could say, yeah, hey, I'm not going to be here. I sent them a notice that there may be a delay, which there is. But I'm not going to say I'm not going to be here. Because the thing is, they pay me to take care of the yard. They don't pay me to give them excuses on why I'm not here. You hire the baddest mother in town, you're going to get the job done. So check this out. Okay? Yard looks good. Except for the bushes. I don't take care of any of that. So yard looks good. It's starting to jump up though. Alright. You notice right here, can you see it? And it's got standing water all over the yard. Alright, all through the yard. So what I'm going to do is, it's a little too soft. When I feel it shifting under my feet and it's starting to give, it's too soft for my mower. I don't carry a push mower. In my experience, anything that my 36 will rut, a push mower will rut. So what I do is I'll weed eat that. And I'll weed eat it flush. And you can't tell other than not having tire marks. Sometimes when it's wet, which might happen up front, when it's wet, you might end up with tire tracks. Not ruts. If it's rutting, stop. Go a different approach. It's humid. Real humid. Hard to breathe. Anyways, the air's just heavy. But if you're leaving mud, I call them mud stripes, just tracks, you're good to go, man. I mean, we're getting slammed with rain every night. And we're supposed to get more tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the camera. I'm going to show you how I take care of this. You have to go a little bit slower. Like I can't ride my Velky on this. I have to walk behind it. And that's completely okay. Whatever it takes to get the job done correctly, having it look good, and for the most part on time. We're not completely on time this week. But that just is what it is. We have also had like 20 inches of rain in the last couple weeks. In our area, I know there's, I talk to a lot of lawn guys all over the place, but in our area we get about 40 inches of rain a year, so we've already got half of the amount of rain we normally get in a year in just a few weeks. So, you know, I'm gonna set up the camera. Let's check this out. I didn't speed up the time on this video because I wanted to show how long it actually took me to mow this lawn. I'm mowing it significantly slower than I normally do. I'm not riding my Velky plate, which speeds up the time a lot because the mower will go actually faster than I can walk. I'm taking extra time on turning around. Right here, you're going to see me kind of run with it. And the reason why I'm doing that is like I can feel my mower sinking just a little bit, or slipping, one or the other. I think it was sinking a little bit, but I was getting it off that area of the ground real fast. So you know, after a while you'll feel what your mower's doing and what you need to do to avoid certain types of damages. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, the time on here is 100% actual pace. So for as boring as it is for me to watch this, because I've seen, I do it every day, right? I know that there's somebody that's just starting up, or it's their first year or second year or whatever, and they're looking for some tips on how to handle this stuff. because it's not uncommon for uh, lawn care guys to fall behind in the rain. And I know there's been a lot of clients I've lost in the past because I wasn't able to keep up. Part of that's due to my routing issue. How tight are these people? What type of lawns, I was taking on with my setup, um, my scheduling. Then you run the conflict of, does the client want me there? Do they not want me there? You really have to train your clients on what to expect from you. My clients come to expect me to show up regardless now. Part of that is I charge by a price per cut. So, if I don't show up, I don't make that money. But the real thing is, if I fall behind, I'm spending a lot of time catching it up. So if that means I have to weed eat the yard, I have to weed eat the yard. If I have to mow with the Velky up, then I'll mow with the Velky up. A long time ago I had a push mower. If I had to push mow, I'd push mow. What I've come to notice though is that anything my 36 will rut, a push mower would rut. Now I will say this 36 is a lot heavier. It's a hydro, but Exmark is built real tough. This is an older machine, but I have a belt drive Toro walk behind, and that machine is super light. It'll just float over everything. It will not rut. And then another good tip you can do, if you've got your mower in the springtime like this, and you're mowing in wet conditions, so what you could do with your mower is you could actually reduce the air level in your tires just a little bit, so that it's got more of you've got a wider area. Now that you're not going to get much out of that, so you really got to just kind of play with it on what's best for you and your mower. But if it's aired up all the way, it will rut a little more compared to if you have it spaced out a little bit by letting out just a little bit of air. If you do let out the air in your tires, make sure no matter what, the air level in your tire is the same on one side as it is the other, because it's going to affect your cut height. So just being off just a little bit on one side compared to the other is going to affect how your final cut looks, especially like Bermuda. Now fescue lawns you can get away with that, but like Bermuda cuts real tight, so you'll notice every little mess up when it comes to that. Now the other thing, when you have your air pressure in your tires a little bit lower when you're turning around with it, keep in mind that your mower deck is going to dip down a little bit. There's a little more give and a little more play in that. It's got a little more bounce to it when you lower the tire pressure, so you got to be real careful there. The lovably mud stripes. Is what it is, man. You gotta keep up. So when I have to weed eat a whole yard like this, what I do is I'll go around and I'll weed eat the yard like I normally would first, and then that puts me in the open area of the turf, and I can just swing it back and forth, a nice wide swath, and cover the area without having to try to weed eat the edge while I get those open areas at the same time. It just doesn't work very well if you're trying to weed eat the edge while getting the larger open areas. So this is something that I do to just make it a little more efficient and speed it up. Throw that stick out of there. So in this section right here, you'll notice I start taking wider paths, and the reason why I'm taking a wide path there, and you can see it kind of spray up a little bit, is that whole area is covered in water, and I just want to get that section out of the way, and then I go back to weeding in the yard like I normally would. All right, let's make this happen, baby. It's all wet. Most of the yard's like that. Alright, so if you have to do this, what you want to keep in mind is that you'll hear where the trimmer line is, you're at the optimal length, okay? So I run my weed eater without a weed eater head, or I run my weed eater without a weed eater guard, and I know that's pretty controversial, but the thing is, it's there to cut the line, all right? It's so that you're not burning out the head on it, burning out the clutch, whatever. If a weed eater goes down on me, I buy a new one, okay? Like if I have to replace a carb, that's fine. But in all reality, if I'm going out and I'm making $100,000 with that piece of equipment, I think I can buy a $300 piece of equipment, a weed eater. It's fine. So it's just one of those things. Now, as far as using the weed eater to weed eat the lawn, like I said, I don't use a guard, and that's so I can pop it out a little further. I do this kind of method quite a bit, and it's just something that I prefer. It seems to go a lot faster for me that way, as well as weed eating the areas where my mower doesn't touch on a general mow, because I have a larger section compared to when you're push mowing. You can get right up in there in the corners, and there's not a whole lot there, so you're only weed eating a few inches. But on this, you're actually only using about an inch of the weed eater string, okay? If that, and you're just cutting an inch off at a time, each swipe, just one little inch, okay? And you can feel the weed eater head actually floating on where the turf needs to be cut, so where your turf is dense and it's tight together. So this is easier to do on a good turf compared to one that's a thinner turf. When it's a dense turf, you have that weed eater head floating on the previous cut, and so you can just keep it nice and even. It's one of those things that once you start learning it and once you start getting it down, it's a powerful tool in your arsenal for sure when you're when you're taking care of lawns. Now, the one thing I would suggest, that if you do this a lot, understand that it puts a lot of wear and tear on your knees. You'll see me swinging back and forth. If you're doing it real fast, just slow it up. Take your time. It's only going to take a few minutes more, and make sure you're not hurting your body. I lock in with my uh, right shoulder there. So the weed eater, I lock it up against my arm, and I'm, just kind of use my body. It's probably not the best way to go. I'm saying the ergonomics are probably not right, but you know what? It gets the job done, and it's one of those things, dude. This job just tears your body up. All right. If you're looking for a job where you want to feel young when you're older, start looking for something else now. So I know this isn't the funnest thing to do, and it feels like you're really taking a loss when you do this, and it wipes you out and it wears you out. But the thing is, if you're a price per cut type of person and you get paid per service like I do, it's one of those things you just got to get out and you got to do what you got to do so that you can make that income. It's really not that bad. Just kind of get in your zone, listen to some music, whatever it is. Find the peace in the actually doing the work. There's just a you can find a peaceful spot. It's almost like meditation when you're working hard and you got good music, or you're listening to a good book. Like, I really like listening to audiobooks. Um, I like listening to sermons, different motivational speakers. I like listening to music. Sometimes you need the algorithm. You got to pump stuff up. You know what I mean? So, you might need to listen to some music to get you going for the day. It really all depends on what time of the day it is, what time of the year. When it gets real hot in August, I'm all about music. In the early spring, I'm all about books. I move faster when I listen to certain things, so I have playlists on my phone so that I'll actually get to moving faster when I'm moving slow and I want to get things done a little quicker. I need to fit a few things in. But at the other side of that, I'm to the point where I'm understanding in my business, it's better to be consistent um, continually than it is to, show up and just go all the way out, because what ends up happening is you end up wiping yourself out. All right, so check this out. I wasn't gonna do this little spot, but her flower beds are crazy and it's bothering me. See all these pokeberries and different weeds that are growing up. See, look, I'm debating it. I'm like, do I do this? So you see me, I dropped that pokeberry right there. But normally what I do, I'll throw it back in there and weed eat it. Normally what I'll do is go from the top down, and that's gonna like shred and mulch as you're dropping it to the ground. So it'll leave almost no debris when you do it with that method. If you just cut it at the ground, it lays over and you've got a big stalk and it makes a mess and it'll be there for a long time. But if you just cut it from top down, shreds it like it was mowed. So, good little tip there if you're doing a yard cleanup and you got a big section and you want it to look halfway decent when it's done. That's how you do it. All right, let's check out the damage here. What do you think? Tell me. On a scale of 1 to 10, is it a 10? I think so. Dude, you can't even tell this wasn't a mower. Except for my little feet marks. I don't know if it comes out clear on camera, but I mean, it's all nice, tight, and level, and looks like it was mowed, man. That's what's up. Alright, now let's go compare that to the front. I prefer it when the mud stripes are in the backyard. The audio is probably crappier because it's so windy. Oh. Now all I got to do is blow off. Whoa! Almost fell. All I got to do is blow off. The customer I don't have many of them. Actually, this is my only one. And she's a new client, and I don't have her email. Because she's a senior, right? Anyways, look at this. Last guy ditched out. That's where he put the leaves this winter. That's scuzzy work. If you're doing that, stop. Just stop. So, customer left me a lock. That's what's up. I like that. I'm gonna put that on the door so I remember to lock it up. But, you know, I mean, that's my type of customer. Instant trust. She knows I'm gonna be here. She wants me to take care of it and do it right. She paid me. That's a good customer. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can tell, the mud stripes are already fading. On camera it looks like it's picking up really well, but in person it's not bad at all. And we're expecting more rain tonight, so that'll wash right off. Just think of it like the grass got dirty, and when the sprinklers come on, or it rains, which most of my properties are irrigated, but when the sprinklers come on, or you get a rain, it washes right off, man. So, you know, it is what it is. You got to get out there and you got to do what you can. For the person that's hard up on money right now, and things are tight, your season might not be going the way you want it to go. Dude, it's May. It can still turn around. Keep pushing hard. Look back at the plan you made and go, where did I go off wrong? You know, where did I go wrong? What am I not doing the way I said I was going to do it? Where do I need to pick up? Keep doubling down. Throw it out. One of the biggest reasons why you're probably failing or not getting the results you want, I guarantee you, because the thing is, wherever you put pressure in your life, that's where you're going to take off. So I guarantee you what it comes down to is you're just delegating your time wrong. And that kind of is what it is. If you got clients that owe you money right now, and you're broke and you're like, I don't know what to do, cash flow is hard, it might be, well, maybe all of them owe you, in which case then you need to change the way you get paid. But if it comes down to you got one or two people that owe you money and you're hurting, and that you think that's going to solve your problems, the problem comes down to you don't have enough people owing you money. Okay? Go do some more work. Go put yourself out there. I got confidence in you, man. All you got to do is treat it like a job. Treat it like a job. And what I mean by that is go like you got to clock in, like you're not working for yourself. Because you're not. You're working for your company. You're your company's most valuable employee. And if you don't show up, it ain't working, man. So get out there and do what you got to do. Quit being a bitch. I'm going to go smack out some more lawns. So when I say I'm busting out the weed eater, I'm going to go sling the weed eater around. That's generally what I'm talking about, is on a wet day, I'm slinging that weed eater just like that. Just how you saw it in the video, alright? I'm going to blow this off, I'm going to get out of here. I got a bunch more to do like that. So, it is what it is. Just get them done, get that money. Stop creating excuses for yourself.